Lay it on us.
Just leave.
Thank you. Well, I apologize in advance. We're going to take a slight detour from Ben's optimism speech. And I don't have it fully memorized yet, but we'll just wing it. The notorious senior slide. Last year infected millions of students all across the country. Typically, the slide season starts around spring break. However, with every disease, there are the rare extremes. I was one. My senior slide started way back in the 6th grade. When I failed my first class, American History. My descent in academics had begun. 7th grade followed suit, and I flunked another 2 classes, pre-algebra and science. I would focus on my slacking classes to raise my grade up, only to have the others fall back into place. It was frustrating. By the end of 7th grade, I'd given up entirely on school. About this same time, Ben, my older brother, left for college, 7 hours away in Vermilion, Minnesota. I was so fond of my brother, and still am. I wanted to be just like him. The way he made my parents dance around with glee, I craved that kind of attention. The kind of attention that would earn you a hug or a pat on the back, a smile from your parents let you know just how proud they really are. And most importantly, the spot on the kitchen refrigerator. My brother's artwork and writings always made it there. Mine never did. Summer of 8th grade, we dropped off my brother for college. The drive up was nice and fun, at least as fun as a 7-hour car ride can be. However, something happened on the drive back which I was not prepared for. My mother had snapped. For it seemed like days she ripped my father and I into pieces silently as we sat driving home, or what was left of it. As we arrived, it was no longer home, only a house filled with broken souls. My dad had completely shut down, and my mom lost control daily and blew up by us over nothing. Fights occurred between my parents, one-sided. Always my dad on the receiving end, which drove me instinctively to defend him, without thought or care of what he might have done to take my mother off so. This in turn brought her wrath down on me as well. For a year, nothing changed for the better. Everything only worsened. During the summer of 9th grade, I attended my first year of church camp, or rather life camp, which would change my entire life around in only 1 week. But not this week. This week consisted of finding who I am and coping with the outside world. The school year started, and I decided to tell my closest friends the truth of myself, which I proved to myself, that I was bisexual. Within less than a month, word spread through the freshman class that Marty was gay. My friends abandoned me and wouldn't speak to me. Classmates would hear my name and immediately recede from me. Freshman year is scary and hard by itself. Try going through it as I did. No friends, and soon no family. My mother and father had separated, and my relatives ignored my existence. On holidays, loathed my presence. My brother was the only one who loved and cared for me, and at times he was more of a father to me than my own. He was never around, and when he was, never cared to be around me. However, I came to hate when Ben would visit from college. I loved him, but the facade my parents took up was too much for me to handle. It was as if everything was perfect picture again, everything except me and my horrible attitude. It drove me mad that this illusion would mask this scar, only to be ripped open again the second he would return to college. With my last and only support system gone, I fell into darkness. I didn't feel safe at school. I didn't feel safe at home. So I found 3 friends which would keep me in good spirits: marijuana, alcohol, and video games. Through my addictive personality I inherited from my hippie mother and my workaholic father, I soon hit rock bottom, where I was high or drunk 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and online gaming 12+ hours a day as well, for the rest of my freshman school year. One day I decided it was time. I couldn't keep on living anymore. The only sanity I could find was my index finger on the trigger of a shotgun. For hours I sat in darkness, clenching my last hope to my chest. That's when my brother found me. After that night, I was put into therapy for hours each day. I was diagnosed with severe depression and given a strong antidepressant to take, which wasn't really my idea of a fun after-school activity. Afterwards, I would return home to barrage of questions by my mother. Did you and Gary make any progress today? My usual response simply stated no, which followed, why can't you talk to me? I'm your mother, damn it. I shouldn't be paying a shrink thousands of dollars just to fix your fucking problems. No matter what I did, I always was under attack. A few months went by and I was happy. The antidepressant pills had finally kicked in. Then my dog died, Tigger, age 13, same age as I. I felt nothing but happiness. Not a single tear was shed for my little pup. I didn't feel human. I was disgusted by myself that the only emotion I had was happiness. I realized the difference now between depression and sadness, a normal human emotion, which I had lacked for some time. I wanted nothing more than to be normal. I quit therapy and stopped taking my pills the next day. I created a goal for myself in 10th grade. I would do whatever it takes to be normal, to gain attention, to gain friends. I'm already failing classes, I found. Perfect opportunity to do it in style. So I became a class clown. I started going to parties and doing anything to keep my streak rolling, drinking and smoking continuously. I entered into a whole new league sophomore year. I started selling drugs. Not much at first, just enough to keep up my habit and the habit of others around me, but soon led to enough weight for a felony. I continued my inverted spiral upwards. Why wouldn't I? Had no one to tell me not to, no one to tell me to stop. I was lucky. I never once got caught drinking or smoking. Never once got charged with possession or being a minor. I finally got my head on straight at life camp during the summer of my junior year. I had come to the realization that to be happy, I must love myself, something I had never done before. It was hard, but eventually I came to the conclusion that I could never love myself without having anything to be proud of. So I left Minnetonka and everything behind, and enrolled myself into an alternative school, PCA. With 10 classes behind from graduating on time, it seemed hopeless, but I strove for it and never gave up. However, I wasn't fully back on track just yet. A year ago yesterday, April 19th, 2011, I was arrested and charged with a felony for intent to sell. Being a minor at 17, they dropped the charges. Once again, I got lucky. However, this shock went through. I quit my habit of daily use down to special occasion. Today, I stand before you a returned Minnetonka student who is proud to say I am 3 months sober of alcohol and drugs. I have made amends with family and friends and am working daily to strengthen those bonds. And with just 1 quarter left, I'm proud to say that I will be graduating on time with the class of 2012. My class of 2012. Now it's time to be thinking about after high school, about college. College and Career Center we have here is an outstanding resource for that. Maybe some of you aren't planning on going to college. That's all right. We're not all made for it. I'm not. But I found my path. A quest to change the world, to create peace and equality, to spread love and a helping hand. I will embark on this journey next spring. My first checkpoint is walking the country, and followed by North America, and soon enough the world. For if I'm to change the world, I'm to understand humanity in its core, and throughout its many different forms. But that adventure is not yet written. They say education is the key. However, I believe it is knowledge that is the key, and education the tool which will mold you into its creation. But education comes in many varieties, and frankly, we've only been exposed to a few. Whether it be from a fellow student, teacher, coach, a homeless man, or your parents, the best education in life is life. I'm not proud of my past, nor am I ashamed, but I wouldn't be who I am and where I am without it, and neither would you. I guess if there's one piece of knowledge I want to leave with you today, it is this. If you want to live your life to the fullest, learn to be selfless. Learn to help your fellow man when he is in need. You need not hear his or her story as you have heard mine. You need know we all feel pain, we all feel sorrow. If you fight for the top, you'll end up alone. Humanity isn't about survival of the fittest. Humanity is about survival of the whole. Thank you.